the fact that Kanye West is being dropped after his anti-Semitic comments is crazy. I'm not even going to name all the companies that he lost money with, because I didn't even know he had all these companies. But I know Def Jam, for one, it's kind of crazy how that Def Con comment caused his business with Def Jam. The Gap, Foot Locker, so many different companies, Adidas, who he's pretty much in partnership with his Yeezys. And I'm going to say this. I know last episode I was not in support of what Kanye West said. Came at Lizzo, came at George Floyd. But I'm going to be honest, there's a lot worse things that people have said than what Kanye West has said. There's a lot worse things that Kanye West had did. Not to say that it makes it any better or makes it any right, because again, wrong is wrong. But at the same time, like, we have to understand that power is almost like, it's in a sense, it's like money. Money is power. Money is king. Money is God. That's how the world is really treating his work. That's how the people live and work to get in a position to have that much power. And the fact that Kanye West isn't a billionaire anymore just goes back to show you that people really not trying to ruin their bag. Because you gotta think, the fact that he was like a billionaire last month and now he's not a billionaire anymore, so I just go to show you that, like, money isn't really everything, but it does matter, and you can do. And this is where, like, this is how people get rich. This is how people get wealthy. It's not from just necessarily the work you put in, but the partnerships that you have, the endorsements that you have, the deals that you have made. So, likewise, a lot of times when you, like, so I'm not an accountant. I'm not a expert on how liquidations and all these Bitcoins and NFTs and how everything works in the digital world or even physical world. But it's like, I make money. I work hard. I bust my butt every day. And I'll be damned if I let anything ruin my money. So, but the fact that, he's going to TJ Maxx. He's going to, what was it? I think, Skechers, which is wild. He's trying to find a new home for the Yeezys. Man, you just go ahead and just start from scratch, and this is what's going to happen. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I don't, like I said, I'm a fan of Ye musically. I don't think he's someone that people should listen to politically. But the thing about it is, hey, you gotta take accountability for what you say. There should be consequences for your actions. My only issue is that, you got this man here who clearly has mental health issues, which shouldn't validate anything. But it's still just the fact that y'all pay him so much mind that he has lost so much money just by something he may have said or tweeted. And the crazy thing about it is it's wrong. But at the end of the day, they say, hey, the truth will make you free, right? If the truth will make you free, like I said, if this is really how he truly feels, if this is how he truly feels, which I can say just from what I'm hearing, a lot of people say this is just him just being him. But like I said, it's just kind of nuts that you have this guy, someone who we admired musically, got the whole entertainment world in shambles just from something that he has said, and it's like, hey, he's not doing that. And I mean, you can't take it lightly in these days, but it's still just like, man, yo, this guy losing all his partnerships in less than 24 hours. And then it's just like, what's really going on? Like, who has so much? Like, who has that? That's how powerful words are. But then it also goes to show you that's how powerful money is. Because apparently, like I say, hey, Kanye must not have been that big of an asset if he wasn't able to get away with saying that. Because, like I said, a lot of people did and said so much more. And another example is that I was looking on Twitter and there's a guy named Mr. Beast. Not exactly 100% sure who that is, but apparently this guy was in Piggly Wiggly's and he was going to pay for everybody's groceries. Now, I don't know exactly if he was there and then he decided he wanted to pay for his groceries and booked, or I don't know if he said he was going to Piggly Wiggly's and paying for everybody's groceries. But it just goes back to show you, man, like the world, the people, like everybody, we're depending on people for the wrong reasons. All right, because you gotta think, like, I'll be out there running too. Like, somebody said they're gonna pay for all my groceries, I'll be out there running too. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, Grandma always said, if someone bless me, don't stop someone from blessing. But it was just kind of messed up that, this guy said it and then he kind of, I mean, if he had to do what he had to do, but it's just kind of wild that these people was like really at this grocery store, like filling their carts up. And I would be honest, I didn't see the video and I'm like, some of this stuff's like, well, shoot, you, like, dang, how rich was this dude? But the funny thing, the messed up thing wasn't even the fact that he left or didn't show up. The messed up thing was when they found out that he wasn't going to pay for the food, he left the food out there. You know what I'm saying? Got milk spoiling, meat spoiling, just everything just getting rot. But it's like, so shout out to those workers, man. Now, those are the people who should be getting paid 6 figures a year. Okay, those are the people who need to be getting these endorsement deals, okay? Because at the end of the day, again, you have certain celebrities, certain people that are rich and famous that we give too much control to. Now, we all work, do our due diligence enough to get the money that we earn, but it's like, if you cancel Kanye West, like, this dude can't even get his damn shoes into Payless or Skechers or wherever he's to TJ Maxx. It's just wild. Okay, and I don't even want to focus mainly on Kanye West. This is just something that I just wanted to point out to tell you that, hey, words matter. And it depends on who says it, it matters more. Words matter and language matters as well, though. But like I said, at the same time, again, like I said, how many times are you going to try to cancel this dude? At what point, I guess this was the final straw. Because like I said, he lost his endorsements and partnerships. Like, Adidas dropped them. Like I said, Def Jam dropped them. Like, this is you had your music imprint under Def Jam. And I don't know what other partnership he had, but it's just, to me, I just feel like, hey, you a billionaire, and then you no longer a billionaire because you had all these, like I said, I don't know all the companies that he didn't had partnerships with, but it just goes back to show you, it's like, man, it's kind of wild, man, like just how things can happen overnight just by things that you say. Now, again, you can't take certain things lightly. If you're dealing with something personally, you can't go on social media and say these things, say certain things, because some people do not understand. Some people will take your word on it because, like I said, these things happen. It's the same issue, same thing with Slim Thug. not that I said Slim Thug, but Young Thug and Gunna and the YSL label, because y'all out here rapping these raps, and what's happening in the city of Atlanta is happening in those records. What you're rapping in these records is what's happening in the city. So you gotta really be mindful. Like, people aren't dumb, but you also gotta understand that people are dumb too. So it's like, some people will sit here and try to play you and actually think that you're dumb enough to really think that you are doing certain things, and vice versa. But my whole point, I really just wanted to take the time to express how clueless and confused I am when it comes to social media. Like, again, social media is, that's the resource that we have today. I remember hearing the Brilliant Idiots last week's episode, and they was talking about how a lot of people get their information from social media, and that's almost kind of like their source. That's like, this is where I'm going to learn this from now. Again, I'm gonna be devil's advocate and be fair and say, hey, social media isn't just social media. I think social media is a good source of information. I don't think you should solely depend on that, with people sitting here having all these think pieces, all these conspiracy theories. And again, I have my fair share. But when we're sitting here talking about how Kanye West did all this because he knew that he was going to get dropped by this, because again, he's getting dropped. So everything is like, hey, they don't got to pay no money, he's not getting fined, but hey, he's going to get sued. Because one thing that I can say about business is people are going to get their money. Like, you're going to get sued. You can get sued for anything now. Like, the fact that you can get sued for your opinion, because again, it's like, defamation is one thing, but if you're sitting here putting out these false narratives and you're a public figure, you're damn right you're going to get sued. You're damn right you're going to get dropped from partnerships. You're damn right that you're going to get canceled. But at the same time, it's like, what is it going to lead? Because you got to think, like I said, there's so much worse things that's been said on social media, on television. And it's like, I don't want to sit here and be that guy. Maybe this is a reach, but I think about the shows that we watch, the movies that we watch, what we expose our kids to, and then it's like, but because it's something dealing with anti-Semitics and politics, it's an issue, and it goes to make me makes me think about exactly what is this country really on. Like, freedom of speech isn't free. There's consequences. There's a price to pay for what you say. You can say exactly what you want. It's just like free will. Now, you can have the free will to come out here and fornicate, lie, cheat, steal. You can have the free will to not go to church, not believe in God. You have the free will to do whatever you want when you're single. Do whatever you want with your money. Do whatever you want with your children. But there's going to be consequences for that as well. So is that free will really free? Because I would think that something free is dealing with something, having something with no consequence, but it's also no reward. So, yeah, maybe Kanye West is a genius for saying these things, and he knew that this was going to happen. So maybe he's starting from scratch. All I'm going to say to you, Kanye West, though, man, if this reaches you, all I'm going to say, man, go ahead and go to Shein. SHEIN. Go to Shein. Go to Wish. Like you have that power of Yeezys. Yeezys are yours, which I still it's like Kanye West is a fashion designer, or if you can say, or fashion pop culture icon, rapper, producer. And his shoes, and some would believe did jump over the jump man. But like I said again, also you don't hear Michael Jordan out here saying things that's going to cause it, because at the end of the day, one thing I will say, people who wear Jordans, they're not going to stop wearing Jordans no matter what. I don't care. Like that's the thing. Like I think because Kanye West is really out here out here speaking. He's out here in the public. Yeah, you don't know what Jordan's doing. Jordan's been low key. He comes do these documentaries here and there. He's behind the scenes, but like you're not going to stop wearing Jordans. Just like when H&M and Gucci, they have definitely showed their colors with having poor cultural knowledge for the black community. They didn't have the right team. They didn't have the right people to tell them, hey, that's a bad idea. And I think the only difference with these other companies and Kanye West is Kanye West definitely have people on his team to tell him, hey, chill. I will shout out to Antonio Brown for standing by on Donda Sports, even though they lost a few clients, lost a few potential deals. But like I said, I don't agree with everything anybody says. And I think that was the thing. Like, at some point, Kanye West became the villain by not just shutting the hell up. Because I'm going to be honest, and I said this before, being a child of God, being a Christian, being someone of faith, you can't always speak your mind. It's not always wise to speak your mind. Because I'm going to tell you, like I said, you have to speak the truth and stand up on truth. But there are certain things that isn't truth just because you feel like it's truth. Those are opinions. Now, what is truth to you? You have to decide that and figure that out. Again, it's not an opinion. You can feel this way. You can feel like this is true because that's how you feel. I mean, there's truth and then there's truth. There's truth and then there are God's truth. But, I don't know. Like, I personally feel like Kanye West can be wrong. He can be wrong, but him losing all these deals because maybe I guess you can say he was a rich Jewish man said so, then that goes back to show you, like, man, who's really in control here? And I'm gonna stand with righteousness and say, don't cancel the man. Get him some help. Because now it's just really gonna, not to say that Adidas and Def Jam and Foot Locker and all these other companies who was working with Kanye West was wrong for dropping him. But y'all knew who y'all was getting in bed with. Y'all knew who y'all was getting in bed with. But like I said again, it's a business, it's a company. That's why, like I said, when you're a $1 billion company and you are in partnership with someone in the likes of, hey, a Ye, Kanye West, or Michael Jordan, or Jay-Z, like these are black men, and these are people of influence. These companies know what they was doing. But like I said, again, Ye was just courageous enough to risk it all. Maybe he might be the only one courageous enough to risk it all. So I will give him his props on that. I still stand on what I say. I don't agree with some of the things he has said, or did. Me being a Ye supporter, but it's just certain things that I'm just like over. Like I'm just over this fake deep antics, social media intelligence and stuff, because it's like people really out here coming up with all these different all these different think pieces as far as like how GNC is for doing that, but it's really just bouncing off what other people say, and that is the problem. Like I think if you really believe that, then believe that. I'm not here to sit here and debate with you, but I think though it could be true, you don't know. It's the same instance when Nicki Minaj was calling Lotto a Karen. But I'm going to mind my business on that. Because like I said, I don't want to see two people that I enjoy, love on an entertainment level or even on a personal level get into it. But it was just one of those examples too, because people try to tell you what you mean when they don't even know. Now, if you're trying to explain something, or if you're trying to say something but don't know how to articulate it or say it correctly, then someone may be able to help you say it the right way. But sometimes people just look at it deep and it's like, man, you know what? It's not. Maybe it's not. If I'm rapping and I say a double entendre and then somebody point out a triple entendre and I'm like, oh, well, damn, I didn't even notice that. Thank you, but I didn't really mean it that way. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people don't realize certain things that they say. Sometimes people don't realize certain things that they say hurt people and offend people, and that's fine to do that. But you got to think about people who do things on purpose, though. When people know what they're doing, know what they're saying, and they do it deliberately, you got to start then questioning why you're doing that. Because again, that, like I said, that is not of God. Like if you're strategically doing things in ill will or in a way that offends and disrespects deliberately, and you know that, just to get out of something, just to avoid something, then that is not of God. Because at the same time, when you're, it's hard to get out of certain deals. Of course, someone outside looking in, someone who has some type of insight in the business, but not in the business. You have contracts, and I mean, sometimes you can just easily drop somebody for certain reasons, but then there's also certain deals that you really gotta, like, you gotta either honor it or you gotta buy your way out of that. So, like I said, if he was strategically doing this just to get out of a deal, and it's like, okay, well, dang, you did all that. You could have did. There could have been a different way to do that. But then it goes back again to make me question if he did that on purpose. Why go to Skechers? Why go to TJ Maxx? See, we got to get more information on these things before we start saying these things. But yeah, I get a little emotional sometimes when it comes to certain things. Like, again, I'm not here to, give y'all game on business. I'm not here to, rag and come at, Kanye. I love Ye. I'm not here to, come down on y'all. Those who feel like it was a genius move. And again, I'm not going to say that it wasn't. It's a good possibility that it might have been. I'm just saying that how do you know? It goes back into how do you know? Like what type of information? Where you getting information from? Because you can go online and social media. You can go in the library and get books and get information from certain things, but it's still like, how do you know that's what it was? Like when it comes to stuff like this is more like entertainment business side. So it's like, how do you know that this is what this man was trying to do? Now, granted, it was smart. It's good, but let's think about it. Like, he expressed certain deals that he hated or didn't like, but at the same time, it's like, hey man, like, was it worth risking all those deals? The only thing that he has is what he has. It's almost like Donda Sport, Yeezy, and what's been that Adidas owns the rights to Yeezy. I think, like I said, people was outraged about the shoes, them making stealing the shoe design. But I'm like, they can do that because Yeezys are Adidas. Like Yeezys are kind of like the Jordan and Nike, I guess. Like Jordan his own brand, but see, Jordan can stand on its own without Nike now. But yeah, still like he need he has he's I think he's at that level. But someone who wears Yeezy gonna have to kind of fill me in as far as more about the game. But I just want I just wanted to express that, so thank you for allowing me to add my 2 cents on that point. Like I said, I really didn't intend on talking about it that long. I have some other orders of business that I do want to discuss, and I'll talk about that on the next episode. But in the meantime, y'all stay safe, stay prosperous, stay productive. This is Blair Cancer Care Berry, and I'm out.
And the Bay Podcast.